404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. It's a Shelley Winter Show. We're live, we're local, we're topical, and we're relevant. So I am sure, as sure as I'm sitting here, that this race is not close. Nope. Let me go back a little bit. When Donald Trump was running against Joe Biden, you've probably heard me say this a couple times on the show. I can't believe this race is this close. I can't believe this race is this close. Joe Biden is clearly demented. He's clearly lost a step. He's clearly not there. This race should not be this close. And I was falling for it then. I was falling for everything they were telling me. And then they pushed Joe Biden out. And I truly believe Joe Biden, you know and I know, Joe Biden did not want to step down. He felt he could carry on because he really wanted to win. And I think one of the final, let's say, middle fingers that he gave to those who pushed him out was endorsing Kamala Harris. Because once he said Kamala Harris is the pick, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, none of them could go away from her because you saw the way in which the excitement was there, the enthusiasm was there. So there's no way they could have pulled her back. So I think that was Joe Biden's final, like, oh, you know what? You screwed me, I'm going to screw you. Because I know this woman's not presidential material. That's my thoughts. So in the beginning, when she was first there, I was nervous. I was like, oh, man, this is going to be like Barack Obama all over again. I was nervous, very nervous. So the young people, so all the stuff coming out, and I was nervous. I've said it a couple times on the air. I said I was nervous. I was so nervous, I even got mad when Donald Trump did things that I didn't agree with. I was even extra upset because I was, right? You've heard that. If you listen to the show, you've heard me. You've heard those yelling, me ranting and raving about Donald Trump and being mad at him for something he may have said or done or that I didn't agree with. But since that time, over the last 2 weeks, I would say, I have become more and more and more and more sure that this race is not close at all. Here's some of the reasons why. AJC poll just dropped. In this article, AJC poll finds Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are locked in a tight race in Georgia. That's what the poll says. Republican drew 47% in the poll, while Harris was at 43%. And they're really very quick to tell you the next sentence, within the poll's margin of error, 3.1 percentage points. And they say about 7% of voters said they were undecided. Chase Oliver and other third-party candidates all polled below 1%. So the third-party candidates are not taking anything from either candidate, but they're certainly not taking it from Donald Trump. Biden had a 5-point lead in June. No, Trump had a 5-point lead over Biden. So what they're spinning for you is that, look how close the race is. She's doing much better than Biden. But here's the thing. Here in Georgia, right? Here in Georgia, you cannot win Georgia in any statewide race as a Democrat without at least, understand my words, at least 92 to 93% of the black vote. You cannot, every pundit will tell you, the Democrat ones may not admit it, but quiet, in their rooms, they're saying it. You cannot win a statewide race in Georgia as a Democrat without 92 to 93% of the black vote. Right now, according to this poll, where I'm supposed to believe that this race is close, Kamala Harris has 77% of black voters back Kamala Harris. 77%. That is abysmal. And you're seeing the same numbers all across the country. In every poll, she is not above 85% of black voters anywhere, especially in swing states. Nowhere is she above 85%. And the AJC says roughly 10 points below the mark Democrats aim to hit. That means Democrats are only they only believe they can get 87% of the black vote here in Georgia, which is lower than what they need to win. So their aim is even off because they know their candidate is flawed. So that's one reason, the black vote. Because be honest, that's why she's there. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently. She's there because of skin color. Because When Joe Biden had to pick a vice presidential running mate, the black community, the black leadership pushed Joe Biden to pick a black woman. Not necessarily Kamala Harris. There were like 5 or 6 of them. Karen Bass. There were a couple names out there. He picked her. So he's forced to pick her because of her gender and her race. Don't let anybody tell you that's not true. What are some of the other reasons? As I look at Donald Trump and Donald Trump especially wins on the internet. He wins on the internet. He doesn't win in mainstream media. He wins on the internet. And if you look at the internet now, and I know there are a lot of old school guys out there that'll tell you it's the internet, it's not real, and this, that, and the other. It's realer than, I won't say that. It's as real as what me sitting here, be honest with you. I'm transparent with you. A guy with 100,000 Twitter followers is just as legitimate, just as real as me sitting here talking to you every night. Many people wouldn't admit that to you, but I'm here to tell you it's true. And Donald Trump wins on the internet. There are very few people on the internet doing well with views and getting traction, talking about how great Kamala Harris is. Most of the people that are on the internet that are doing huge numbers on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok are all Donald Trump supporters, be they black, be they white, young, or old. He wins on the internet. And old school media like myself, talk radio and traditional radio and television, they'll tell you, well, the internet's not real. It's realer than us in many ways. I'm not afraid to say that. I may get in trouble for saying it, but I'm not afraid to say it. The last reason, and this is the biggest reason, women, these suburban moms who are supposed to be oh so worried about abortion. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, a suburban mom, I'm not one, but I've dated a lot. A suburban mom, more than her power to choose, do you know what her overwhelming thing that she thinks about every single day is the safety and protection of her children? She is the original mama bear, and she will toss and throw around and stomp on anybody that comes next to her children. And when you tell these suburban women and you corner them in a small, quiet place and you ask them what they really do, they are terrified. They're not terrified of school shootings, not like the media wants you to believe. They're terrified of illegal immigration. They're terrified of their children being replaced. They're terrified of their daughters being raped and murdered. They're terrified. And they'll tell a pollster, oh, yeah, Donald Trump, I don't like him. He's too, manic. He says mean things. But when they get in that booth, they'll be voting for the protection of their children because that is what's most important to them. Donald Trump's winning this race in a landslide. Trust me. Bank on it. Bet on it. Shelley Winter Show, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB.